History in Kansas tomorrow. Voters in that state will be the first in almost half a century to vote on the right to get an abortion. Joining me now, ABC News senior Washington correspondent Devin Dwyer. So, Devin, people in Kansas will vote on a new abortion amendment in the state. Let's talk about what exactly this would do with regard to the state constitution. We've done a number of interviews talking to insiders, but you have been following this from the very beginning.
And I was on the ground for several days just a week or two ago, Kira. We traveled from Wichita to Topeka to Kansas City reporting on this pretty extraordinary amendment. You know, Kansas is one of these states that wasn't affected really by the Supreme Court's decision, and that's because it is one of 8 states whose state constitutions protect a woman's right to get an abortion. It stems from a 2019 state Supreme Court decision that said Kansas women are guaranteed personal autonomy, and that covers abortion. Now, tomorrow, voters in that state will actually get a chance to directly weigh in on whether they should explicitly revise the state constitution to make clear there is no such thing as a right to abortion. And if that passes, Kira, that would clear the way for state legislators, Republican legislators there in Kansas, to begin enacting more restrictions on the procedure.
And as you mentioned, you just spent a lot of time there in Kansas talking to a number of voters from both parties. Tell me more of what you learned.
Yeah, we actually went door knocking with canvassers on both sides of this issue. And yeah, I got to tell you, for a sleepy August primary, I have never seen a community so engaged as we saw in Wichita. And, you know, Kansans' views, it's a red state, but they are very nuanced on abortion. Not a lot of support for abortion rights, but also not comfortable with a complete ban. Here's a little bit of what we heard. Elections like this in August.
This is typically where you just vote for your party, not going and voting for a huge decision like this.
Kansas is one of 8 states with constitutional protection for abortion, but a proposed amendment would eliminate a woman's right to choose.
Our elected officials, elected by the people, will be able to enact laws regulating the industry.
Jennifer Hickerson, a devout Catholic grandmother, supports the amendment as a stepping stone to a total abortion ban.
Abortion is the killing of an unborn baby.
Great way to get my steps in.
Susan Osborne, who is also a Catholic grandmother,
Which one do we want to do?
is on the other side,
I'm going to vote no.
pounding the pavement in searing summer heat
Let's do it.
to keep abortion access legal and safe.
For my daughter, for my granddaughter.
What have you been hearing when you go to the doors and talk to people?
Vote no. They're angry about Roe v. Wade, and they're angry that Kansas has this constitutional amendment coming up.
There is a base within Kansas, a strong, broad base that is uncomfortable with abortion. But being uncomfortable with abortion is not the same thing as wanting to pass a law like in Oklahoma, where there are no exceptions.
You know, Kira, one of the fascinating things I heard from voters, a lot of women we met on both sides of this issue described themselves this way. They said, you know, I'm pro-life, but I also believe in choice. A fascinating, nuanced characterization of what a lot of people in Kansas feel. A lot of support, conservative values, religious values, against abortion. At the same time, not a complete level of comfort with a total ban like they see across the border in Oklahoma.
And this is happening in a red state, right? But Kansas is a unique case, as we just heard from, you know, some of that sound, some of your interviews. And Kansas officials actually told us that they expect it could bring in an extra 200,000 people to the polls tomorrow just because of this issue. So what does that tell you, Devin?
Oh, I mean, it tells you the stakes are high, and Kansans know it, Kira. I mean, turnout typically in an August primary in Kansas is roughly around 15 to 20%. They're bracing for record turnout. You heard it earlier today. And abortion rights are so rarely put directly on the ballot that both sides of this issue are closely watching Kansas just to see how this issue will end up playing. Perhaps in the midterms, we could get some clues as to just how energized, particularly abortion rights opponents are in some of these red states, Kira.
All right, Devin Dwyer, thank you so much. And Devin will have plenty more on his story tonight on ABC News Live Prime at 7 p.m. Eastern with our Lindsay Davis.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.